Welcome to Financial War. I'm Andy.
And this is Francis.
Mash the subscribe button. Hit like. Okay, today we're going to continue with our United States Principles of War from the U.S. Army Field Manual. Today we're going to talk about objective. Direct every military operation toward a clearly defined, decisive, and attainable objective. The ultimate purpose of war is the destruction of the enemy's ability and will to fight. So in other words, a military objective is anything that, any location, anything that has a purpose or use for military action, and the destruction or capture or neutralization of that gives you a military advantage. So today we're going to talk about objectives
For your finances.
And boy, I tell you what, for some people it's pretty clear what the problem is, but for some of us, we don't even know we have a problem. We didn't know we had a problem. We had no idea. But man, we were under siege. How'd we figure that out, honey? How'd we figure out we were under siege?
But when you have to pay all these bills.
when you go to the mailbox and the tax man sent you a bill. But
we got through it.
We got through it. But what you have to do now, for some people it's easy. You may come home and like, it could be Monday and you got paid Friday and all your money's gone. You know you got a problem, right? For others, you might not know it. You may be just like have no plan for your life, and you wake up and you're 50-some years old and you're like, I ain't got nothing saved for retirement. I got a problem.
And it's right around the corner.
And it's right around the corner. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to have a meeting with your spouse or your partner. You have to find a partner. If you're single, find someone in your family, someone that you can talk to, and you have to sit down and really evaluate things. You have to think about, what is causing me the most financial stress?
What are they doing wrong?
Right? Let me read a little quote here. You must look at facts because they look at you. Winston Churchill. Okay? So you need to sit down. You need to think. You don't even have to come up with a plan yet. Right now what we're trying to do is find out what we need to attack. Okay? So if you come home and it's Monday and you're like, honey, we can't eat the rest of the week, we ain't got no money. Well, you've got a problem. You're not making enough money, you're spending too much money.
Something needs to be balanced.
Right?
Needs to have some balance.
So in that case, it's a little bit clear cut. You sit down, make a list, figure out where all your money is going. Right? Work out a budget. Start with a budget. Everyone just, even if you got money on Monday, you need to start with a budget and figure out what's coming in
and how it's going out and how you're prioritizing and paying the most important bill.
Yep, exactly. Okay, so that's what we want you to do. The first thing is figure out what is causing your financial stress. We want you we're going to look at short-term and mid-range objectives right now. Okay, so we want to get some things that are achievable right away. Okay.
Because once you're achieving it right away too, then you're gonna feel better and take bigger steps because you could see, like, ooh, this thing is really working. So we want to start you small, and then you could increase and get better at saving and paying off debt. But you will be able to conquer debt.
You will. So let me give you another quote here. It is fatal to enter war without the will to win it. Douglas MacArthur. Okay? So, here's what we want you to do. Sit down. Make a list of all these stress points that you have. You don't have to have a plan yet. Just, it could be, I keep running out of money. I keep overdrafting my bank account.
Where's my money going?
Where's my money going? Every time I go out to lunch with my coworkers, my credit card's denied. Okay? These sort of things. No, let's try to take that whole group of things, which is my credit card's denied, I keep bouncing checks. Okay? You're not managing your money. Okay? So you list all those things and boil it down to what is it? I'm not managing my money. Or I'm not making enough money. So take something like that and boil it down, get it to one common thing. I'm not managing my money, I'm not making enough money. What's another good example, honey? Like that's I'm not making enough, I'm not managing.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses. Something is at the root of the problem. You got to find the cause of that problem. Keeping up with the Joneses is another one too. They buy a new car, so you got to go buy a new car. And you don't know, they're probably already overextended, so why are you going to follow what they do?
See, when we did ours, one of the things was we was cash flow. We thought like it's normal for a business to have cash flow problems. Well, what's that really boil down to? We weren't managing our money. That's what it really boils down to. So we took that list of things like that and it's like, oh, we have a cash flow problem. Well, we did have a cash flow problem. It was like cash going out too much slow. So I know it can be complicated. Boil it down to a few things like that. Get a couple clear-cut things that are stressing you financially. Then from there, you can formulate your objectives. It could be, I need to increase my income. I need to decrease my expenditures. Those sort of things.
Maybe eating out. Maybe y'all are eating out too much. You're helping your family out too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those sort of things. So for right now, we're going to boil it down to objectives. And then once we have the objectives, we can figure out what's causing the problem, such as eating out too much or helping family too much
Keeping up with the
Joneses. So we'll boil it down to a couple clear-cut objectives.
What you should do to get out of debt.
Well, what we need to attack. Then we'll talk about what we need to do. All right, so that's your homework. Figure out the major financial
Where's your money
stresses.
going?
Not where it's going, but what's stressing you. What are the major stresses? Too much. I have too many expenses. I don't have enough income.
You need to move to somewhere cheaper, maybe.
Yeah, but that's kind of attack. That's what we're going to do to attack the objectives. So we really need to know what is stressing you financially. That's what you need to do. Sit down, talk with your partner. What's stressing us financially? Okay, and then leave it there for right now. Go for a walk and think about something different. Clear your mind. Spend some time together, and enjoy the day. All right. So don't forget. Mash the subscribe button.
Mash the subscribe button, and you're gonna conquer this. You're gonna be able to get out of debt, and you're gonna be able to see how much happier you are and how you feel, and you're gonna be doing better than your other friends. Once you start living in the truth, you will see the difference.
Exactly. So on our next video, we're gonna cover another one of the financial principles of war. Okay? So until then, the important thing is let's find a couple clear-cut, well-defined objectives that we can obtain, short-term and mid-range. We'll worry about long-range later once we've got ourselves into a very good financial position. Okay? And don't forget, the military doesn't just have objectives when they're at war. They have peacetime objectives too. So once we get this war won, then we'll set up our peacetime objectives. Okay? For now, that's it. We'll see you. Ciao,
Thanks
ciao.
for tuning in.
Ciao.